Hello, welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College, Pune. Standard 8, General Science. Chapter 1, Living World and Classification of Microbes. Next, let us see the classification of microorganisms. That is, amongst all these plants and animals present here, there are even some microscopic organisms. These microscopic organisms, which are very tiny, minute, can be seen only through a microscope. Might be a compound microscope or a electron microscope. So if these organisms can be seen under a microscope, we call them as microorganisms. And microorganisms are largest number of living beings. So we need to classify them because they might be useful to mankind or harmful to mankind. And that is why we need to classify them to know about them. Right? So let us start classifying the microorganisms. Microorganisms are classified into two groups, prokaryota and eukaryota, based on the cellular organization. Prokaryotes are those organisms in which the organization of the cell is very primitive and the genetic material is also very simple. Cell organelles are absent inside the cell. So these organisms with prokaryotic cellular organization are all called as prokaryotic organisms, and they are classified under group prokaryota. And the organisms which have a very good well-defined nucleus along with cytoplasm in which all the cell organelles are distributed, are scattered inside the cell, are called as eukaryotic organisms. These organisms are all included under group eukaryota. Now, under prokaryota, all those organisms which are unicellular as well as they show prokaryotic organization are classified under prokaryota. The group that includes all the prokaryotes are bacteria. Whereas eukaryota are classified into three different groups, protista, fungi and algae, on the basis of number of cells as well as mode of nutrition. Now, the organisms which are classified under protista are actually protozoans, that is the primitive forms unicellular organisms. Whereas fungi includes the multicellular organisms which are heterotrophic in their mode of nutrition. And the third group, algae, includes all the green, blue-green organisms which contain the photosynthetic pigment called as chlorophyll, and they all are autotrophic organisms, can prepare their own food. So, microorganisms are classified into two groups, prokaryota and eukaryota, based on cellular organization. Prokaryota is classified into a single group of prokaryotes called bacteria. Eukaryota are classified again on the basis of number of cells and mode of nutrition into protista, fungi and algae. Now, let us see the characteristics of these group of microorganisms, that is bacteria, protista or protozoa, fungi, algae, and one more interesting group called as viruses. Let us start with the characteristics of bacteria. You know, bacteria are so small in size that they range from 1 micrometer to 10 micrometer. They are unicellular, independent organisms, but sometimes they are parasitic also. Many bacteria may together form even colonies. Bacterial cell is a prokaryotic cell with cell wall but distinct nucleus and well-developed cell organelles are absent in it. They reproduce by simple binary fission in which the nucleus undergoes unequal division into two nuclei followed by the division of the whole cell into two daughter cells. Such kind of reproduction is called as simple binary fission. There are 4 different types of bacteria, and that is why they are grouped under 4 different categories based on their shapes. The spherical type is called as coccus, the rod-shaped bacillus, the comma-shaped Vibrio, and the spirally shaped Spirillum bacteria. Characteristics of group Protozoa. Protozoans are found in soil, fresh water and sea water. Some are found in the body of other organisms also and are pathogenic. Pathogenic means they are harmful. These are eukaryotic unicellular organisms. There is a great variation in cell structure, in the organs of locomotion and the modes of nutrition among protozoans. These organisms reproduce by simple cell division. Few examples of protozoans are amoeba, entamoeba, euglena, paramecium and monocystis. Next, the characteristics of fungi. These are found on decaying organic matter and dead bodies of plants and animals. Hence, they are called as saprophytic or saprotrophic organisms. Fungi are generally eukaryotic, unicellular and are visible to our naked eyes. They are saprotrophic, absorb their food from decaying organic matter and reproduce sexually as well as asexually by cell division or by budding. Examples are baker's yeast, scientifically known as Saccharomyces, then Candida and mushrooms. Characteristics of algae. You know, the size of algae generally ranges from 10 micrometer to 100 micrometer. They are aquatic, mostly found in water bodies, maybe freshwater or marine water. They are eukaryotic, unicellular, autotrophic organisms, that is, they can prepare their own food by process called as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is actually carried out with the help of chloroplast present in the cell. Examples are chlorella and chlamydomonas. Very few species of algae are unicellular. Most of them are multicellular and visible with naked eyes. For example, you have brown algae, green algae and red algae. Here you can see a single-celled chlamydomonas and a filamentous spirogyra. Characteristics of virus. Generally, viruses are not considered as living organisms at all. They are said to be organisms at the edge of living and non-living. They are studied under microbiology, which is a different field of science. These viruses are extremely minute, that is, their size ranges from only 10 nanometers to 100 nanometers, which is 10 to 100 times smaller than bacteria, and can be seen only with an electron microscope. They are found in the form of independent particles. For example, you can see a tobacco mosaic virus, which actually infects plant cells, and a bacteriophage, which attacks bacteria. A virus is a long molecule of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, or RNA, ribonucleic acid, covered by a protein called as capsid. Viruses survive only in living plant or animal cells and produce their own proteins with the help of host cell. They also create their numerous replica when they are inside the host cell. Then they destroy the host cell and become free. These viruses again infect new cells. Viruses cause many diseases in plants and animals. For example, in cattle, it has a picorna virus that causes viral infections, and in human beings, the coronavirus that is causing COVID-19 disease. So, to summarize chapter 1, we have studied the history of classification, including five kingdom classification of Robert Whittaker, and the classification of microbes. Thank you.